We think the very first one actually will be in market before the end of the year. And so we will look for a few more right after that. But don't forget, this is a pretty significant step that we're asking identifier companies to take. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it's slow going for a little bit. But I think in 23, we will see a few more companies come to the market. But I do think that we'll be able to get one through the process before the end of the year.
Okay, so who do you think are the early adopters of certified AMIs? Can you name any companies?
I could, and then I could be fired. I think what you'll see, and we've seen this already in some of our early conversations, is that the identity provider market has been growing. Now, it's not huge. I don't think it's in the hundreds, but I do think it's probably in the 50 to 100 number, somewhere in there. And we have seen some interest from a good number of folks in that market, particularly the leaders, the big companies in that space. And those, no surprise, are the first ones to raise their hands. But again, because there is an independent third-party certification, the path from raising my hand to actually doing it is a little bit fraught, and for purpose, because we want to make sure that these companies know what they're doing eyes wide open. So I think you're going to see the identifier market companies start first. But what we're seeing, and this is a little bit of a surprise to us, a pleasant surprise, was that as we were talking to brands and we were talking to publishers, they were asking, what can they do to support this? Now, that's an unusual request, because this is, after all, a voluntary standard. But what they are seeing is that there's value for their customers in having this standardized framework. And so what they're asking is, how can I go into the market and be able to vet my vendors with this framework in mind? And so what we've seen is a number of publishers and brands come back to us and say, okay, so what can I put in my RFPs? What can I put in my T's and C's such that I give some privilege, some account for the fact that an identifier company may have taken this really big step in terms of consumer privacy?